Okay, so today we're ready to start on the fire basket. What we're going to do first is bend some hoops to be the frame of the fire basket. We're going to do that out of some 1" by 3/16 bar stock, and we're going to do it incrementally. We're going to bend the bar a bit, and then a bit more, and then a bit more, until what we end up with is a ring about 16 inches. Now, I'm not terribly concerned that it be exactly 16 inches. If it's 15 3/4, fine. If it's 16 1/4, fine. We're not building, precision machinery here. I do have some upper limit on the size of the charcoal basket. It's got to be small enough to fit down into the smoker without interfering with the thermometer, which protrudes into the barrel a bit, but that's not going to be a concern. We're not going to get up into the 18-inch range, which it would have to be to interfere with that. The only other concern I've got is I'm going to be bending this probably at least 3 times, and I'm a little bit concerned with case hardening happening to the hoops. Now, I'm not a metal worker, not really. So based on my limited understanding, and based on the fact that we're using mild steel, I think we'll be all right there. But there's one way to find out. Let's get into it and give it a shot and see what happens. So what we've got here is a ring roller. I'm cheating a little bit. I've got a piece of machinery to do this. And what we do is I've got it set pretty much at the very maximum radius that it can turn a piece of steel. So we're just going to make sure that this is in here square. It is. And then we turn the handle to bend our ring. Now this is not, bring your big boy muscles to do this. It's not real hard, but neither does it just turn effortlessly. Let's see, we're getting off track just a little bit. So you can see what kind of a radius we've got right now. It's probably about I'd guess about a 10-foot radius. So we're obviously going to have to tighten it up quite a bit from that. But I'm not going to bore you with that. Okay, it took me about 4 times through it, but as you can see, I've got my hoops. They're about the right size. They're 16 inches. I can butt these ends together very easily, and you can't see that. There's the, wow, there we go. There are the butt ends, and you can just twist them just a little bit and get my butt welds there. So on to the next step. So I decided to put 2 braces in the bottom of the basket. It's made out of the same material as the rims. All I'm really going to do is just mark it out here around the radius and go with it. Now it's time to make the legs for the basket. Again, out of the 3/16 inch thick mild steel, same material as the rims and all the rest of the basket. And we cut the legs to length. Here on the end of the legs, you'll see I've cut a radius and drilled a hole for the bail. And now, wearing my safety glasses, we'll just take a grinding stone on a Dremel and deburr the edges. I forgot to record making the bail here, but what you can see I've done is I've taken a piece of, I think it's either 1/4 or 5/16 inch mild steel rod,
and bend it in the shape of the handle. I've given myself a little V at the top for any kind of hook to latch into if I decide to use a hook to drop it down into the barrel. And I've just taken and bent the bail so that it'll fit through, and now I've got to turn the ends up. You'll notice my torch is snapping a little bit. It means I need to clean my tip. I'm using a cutting tip here when I really should be using a rosebud tip, but the rosebud tips are pretty expensive and I don't have one, so we're just going to use a cutting tip and not put the oxygen to it to cut through the metal. So here's the finished fire basket. Probably more work than I needed to put into it, but I like it. Came out well. And now it's time to make the inside supports for the barrel to hold the grates up.
So the way I'm going to put in my grate supports, I'm going to put these in on the inside of the barrel. So the barrel wall is like this on the inside. This goes here. Your bolt comes from the outside of the barrel through this spacer and into a curved piece of metal, which will then serve as the grate support. I'll show you here in a minute, but I just wanted to show you that I've got these center punched. They're 1-inch pieces of 1-inch square tube. I'm going to go drill a 1/4-inch hole in this, and then we're going to put this together.
Now we're bending the actual grate supports. You'll see how these go in a minute, but what you really want to concentrate on is that the diameter of these, not the radius, but the diameter, needs to be about 2 inches smaller than the diameter of the barrel. You'll see the way that works with the supports. But that measurement, it's not crucial, but you need to be pretty close.
Well, it's done. Took quite a while, but it's done. I still need to coat everything with oil and heat everything up so I can get a burnt oil finish on it. But the basket is in. We've got the bail here that we can use to pick it up. We've got the grate supports in here. Much easier to show you how these grate supports work than try to describe it. Basically, you've got a spacer here. You've got a bolt that runs through the grill support, which is just a piece of 3/16 by 1 inch bar stock, flat bar stock, hole drilled in the grate support and the spacer going to the outside of the barrel. Now I do have just regular hex nuts on here for now. I thought I had acorn nuts. I thought I'd bought acorn nuts for it, but apparently when I bought the hardware for this I forgot. So that's something I'll have to do, get acorn nuts. Cut these bolts off, put a lock washer on there, and finish that up. But you'll see that the next time you see this smoker. The next time you see it, it'll be in use. So I am going to put everything together and show you what it looks like. But I wanted to show you how the inside goes together. I've already showed you how the outside goes together. Okay, so now you can see how the grill just sits in there on those grill supports. Very solid. It's not going anywhere. Very important that you get the spacing on this grill support right, so that even if the grill is pushed over as far as it can go to one side against the side of the barrel, you're still not off the side of the grill support. So that's pretty important. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, like I said, let me put the rest of this thing together and I'll show you what it looks like. So here it is, all finished. Actually, I finished this thing about a week before I went down for the 4th of July to a friend of mine's cabin. And between giving it a test run here at the house and taking it down, it wasn't until I went to put this video together that I realized that I had no footage of the finished smoker. So I had to clean it off and put it back up here so I can show you what it looks like. It came out perfectly. Got the smokestack, got the valves, got the thermometer, the casters. The rack inside and the charcoal basket really came out well, and I can report that it worked flawlessly for the most part. So far I've done 2 batches of pulled pork and a batch of smoked sausage in it. Worked really well. And we're going to be doing some more videos soon of some of our own recipes, making our own sausages and that sort of thing. So here it is. I hope you like it. I certainly do. Stay tuned and thanks for watching.